Hello, Ranger Nation. I'm Todd Jones, sitting alongside my good friend. I guess I don't have that many good friends. Josh is still out on the hunt. I don't know that he's got that confirmed kill yet, but he hasn't made it back yet. He will be here for the Friday broadcast of the football game, so we'll finally get the duo back together next Friday. We had two sports kind of wrap up here over the last week or so. Volleyball ended up getting second place in district, so Coach Long and her crew came through and got that second place behind Andrews. They did fall in the by-district area game to Canyon. And then cross-country wrapped up. Alyssa Barron made it to state. She finished 47th out of 100 at the state competition. She ran a personal record 12:18. So a lot of success here in the Ranger athletic program, Rangerettes. And that's going to lead us into our show lineup tonight. We're going to start things off with cosmetology. We're going to talk to Ms. Haynes and senior Elena Medrano. Then we're going to have football seniors Joey Vasquez and Nathan Tarango to talk a little bit about the football season and the big game Friday night. And then we're going to wrap things up with head coach AD Brian Hill. So the Rangers are back-to-back district champions. Fall is in the air, and it's Ranger Rundown time.
The Rundown, covering Greenwood sports. The Rundown, giving our athletes support. The Rundown, showing their quest for gold. The Rundown, where team stories are told. The Rundown, putting a face to the names. Our GHS athletes playing the game. Ranger Rundown, I think you all know. Ranger Rundown, hands up and let's go. Ranger Rundown, can you feel the flow? Ranger Rundown, let's get to the show.
All right, starting off today's show, we have Miss Brandy Haynes and senior Elena Medrano with our cosmetology program. Guys, thanks for coming on and sitting down and talking with me a little bit tonight.
Thank you.
Ms. Haynes, there might be some people here that aren't quite familiar with the cosmetology program as part of the CTE thing that we have going on at the school. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about the cosmetology program and the impact that it's had on Greenwood students?
Okay. It's a 2-year program. They can actually start as a sophomore for Intro to Cosmetology to kind of give them an idea of what cosmetology is. Their junior year, they come in, it's Cosmetology 1. It's a 3-block period, so I have those students 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then they continue on their senior year, a 3-block period, first, second, and third. And then they have to have 1,500 hours for the state to get their license. Once they hit 1,000 hours, we can take the girls in and have their written exam through the state. Once they pass their written exam, then they go in for the practical, which is all the hands-on work to get their license. Our goal is once they are graduating from high school, they walk across the stage with their cosmetology license so that they can go right out into the real world.
Okay, all right. So what all does the classes entail, and maybe tell us how long that you've been in the field?
Okay. The classes entail everything that they need to know. We do everything from waxing, manicures, pedicures, hair coloring, haircuts, basically, anything that you would do when you walk into a beauty salon. And I've been in the business for 12 years. I've had my license for 12 years.
Okay. How can the community be involved in your program?
We do numerous different things with the community. Not too long ago, we did a mini makeover where we have 12 girls that are my seniors, and they each had one child that was younger that was able to come in, and they did a whole mini makeover with them. They made them little princesses. We did their hair, we did their nails. So it's really fun to have those little girls come in and feel like they're super special. We've done things over at the intermediate school during Red Ribbon Week. We go to the elementary. just to kind of help out. But it is also open to the public. So if anybody in the community wants to come and get their hair done or their nails done, all they have to do is give me an email or call me. My work number is 253-6687, and it goes right into my cell phone, so we can get you guys scheduled at any time.
Okay. Did you have an email you wanted to share?
Yes, it's bhaynes@greenwood.esc18.net.
Okay. And how many classes are there, and how many students comprise the entire cosmetology program?
And there's the 3 classes, the Intro to Cosmetology, and I have a full group of 16 girls. And then the juniors, there is 16 girls in that class, and then the seniors, we have 10 right now.
Okay. And how long have you been teaching the program at Greenwood?
It's a pretty new program, but this is my 3rd year.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not too new.
No, not too new.
You've got all the wrinkles ironed out, right?
Hopefully.
Maybe. Well, we're going to let Elena tell us if you do or not. So.
Okay.
So Elena, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you ready to get started?
I am.
All right. What have you learned so far in the cosmetology program?
So far, honestly, it's been a lot. Last year was a super long year, and I feel like we got pretty much most of it within the last year. All the way from like hair cutting to hair coloring, waxing, all the things, pedicures, manicures. It's been a lot. So honestly, like, it's just, like I don't even know how to really explain it. Like,
All right. What's been your favorite part of the program? Manis, petties, haircut. What's your waxing? What is the thing that you kind of like the most?
I would say the thing that I love the most would be either between hair cutting and coloring or cutting men's hair.
Okay.
Men's hair is kind of like more of like I want to specialize in whenever I leave. So
Well, I got to talk to Ms. Haynes a little bit before we went live, and I told her, I was like, I grew up going to beauty parlors with my mom, and the hair washing thing is the most absolute wonderful thing in the
yes.
world. And that's the one thing I miss, not having hair, right? So how has the program helped prepare you for the future?
I feel like it's prepared me in a lot of ways, like especially like socially, with having to talk to clients, understand what like people want, or like kind of just like the demands that they're wanting.
Okay.
It helps you like express and like learn just like to talk.
Okay, all right. That's definitely part of it, right? What are your plans for after graduation?
After graduation, I plan on moving to Lubbock and getting a crossover from my cosmetology license to my barber's license.
Okay.
So that way I have both of them.
All right, heading up to the LBK, right? All right, yeah, I'm all for it. That's kind of home for me, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'm going to be there this weekend. Maybe watch a little football. We'll see. All right, you guys ready for my favorite part of the segment, the rapid fire questions? Are y'all ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. We're going to let Brandy go. You'll answer first, and then Elena can. All right, here we go. Burger or tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Okay. Would you rather be at the beach or the lake?
Beach any day.
I would say beach too.
Beach. Okay. What is the best ice cream flavor?
None.
No ice cream.
No ice cream.
What?
No
Yeah,
ice
you're
cream.
weird.
Okay. No ice cream.
I
How
would
about?
say cookies and cream or pistachio.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
Teal.
Orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all for diversity. All right, and finish this sentence for me. I'm afraid of
Snakes.
Spiders.
the 2 S's. You can't go wrong with those. Ladies, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And highlighting your program. Brandon, I think it's great, being part of the CT program and helping prepare these, students for life after high school.
Absolutely.
And allowing them to have, 1 foot forward as they head out the door. I think it's just a great thing, and I'm really glad that Greenwood's able to be a part of that. So
I am too.
thank you guys for coming in. Good luck your senior year.
Thank you.
Next on the rundown, we have senior defensive backs Joey Vasquez and Nathan Tarango. So stick with us. my left, we have senior defensive backs Joey Vasquez and Nathan Tarango. Guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing good. How about
Good.
you?
How about yourself?
Doing all right. We still have a cast on, or do we get rid of the cast?
If I'm not doing anything
Let's see
physical, I can take it off.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yes,
what we
sir.
did?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You want to look good for the audience?
Yes, sir.
Right? You never know if the chicas are looking?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You
All
get
right.
it.
Joey, we're going to start with you here, buddy. What was the atmosphere like Friday night?
It was a combination of focus, excitement, and just being nervous. But once that clock hits 12 minutes and it starts, all I know is that me and the 10 other guys on that field have my back.
Yeah? There were a lot of people there.
There was.
Now, I'm up in the booth, double pane windows. I can't hear them. Was it pretty loud?
Nah, I can't hear nothing once I step on that
Oh,
field.
it's just all tunnel. It's just
Yes,
you locked
sir.
in.
I could just hear me and the communication going between us.
Okay, all right. What has been your favorite memory so far your senior year?
Mine, I don't really have a specific one, but probably like because all the seniors, most of us, we go in the locker room before the afternoon practice and we just talk and hang out.
Okay, all right. So it's that moment every week.
Yes, sir.
All right. And somebody might not know this, but your brother, older
Yes.
brother, played for Greenwood.
Yes, sir.
And back when my daughter was in school, like what is that, 22, 23?
Yeah, he
like that?
graduated
Yeah.
23.
What does it mean to you, kind of following in the footsteps that Jimmy put down first, and as a starter on defense for Greenwood?
It's some pretty big shoes to fill, but
Not like physically big shoes, but like
yeah. Metaphorically speaking.
metaphorically speaking, yeah.
Yeah, just pretty big shoes to fill. I don't think I'm as good as a football player as him, but I know we got the same work ethic and effort.
Well, that was one of the things that always stuck out when I watched Jimmy play. Was no matter what happened, he was always there, right? He was always trying to make something happen. He was 100% effort.
Yes,
and
sir.
you can see that the same thing. You out there, you're giving 100%. You play different positions,
Yes, sir.
and so I think that you've been a vital presence on
Yes,
a
sir.
very, very good defense. And so I don't think you should sell yourself short.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you've had a really great year.
Thank you.
What are so senior year, right?
Yes, sir.
What are your plans for after graduation?
I just signed my contract to the Navy like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I leave June 15th, and I'm gonna be an electrician
Okay.
in the Navy, and then once I get out, I'm gonna be an electrician as well.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good thing to go after.
Yes,
There's a
sir.
lot of opportunities in that field and stuff
Yes,
like that.
sir.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you I appreciate your service.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you being willing to step up and make sure that we're all protected and taken care of. So I appreciate that. Thank you very
Yes, sir.
much.
You're welcome.
All right. You ready to go, Slim?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you grown any since last year?
I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't tell me? So when you're less than 6 foot, you always measure yourself. Is that like once you hit 6'3", you really don't care?
I don't.
It is what it is?
It is what it
Okay,
is.
well, let's get to some real questions. All right, so this is your second year starting at corner.
Yes, sir.
How do you think you've progressed from last year to this year?
I don't think I've physically progressed, but definitely mentally. The way I prepare for the game, the way I view the game, have a sense for the game, it's definitely improved since last year.
Yeah, and that's really important for Coach Martin and the defense he calls, because he's not calling a very simple defense. I mean, it's pretty complicated and has a lot of complex things that go along with it, and you've got to communicate out there. So I think that's probably maybe more beneficial for you than growing 3 inches and putting on 30 pounds, right?
Yes, sir.
So what was the defense's mindset going into the Seminole game, and how do you think it changed during the game?
I mean, it's the same mindset we have for every game. We go in hoping for a shutout. We play our best football. And, I mean, during the game, it switched a little bit whenever we saw that the offense obviously wasn't performing very well. But we knew that we had to stick in the game and that the offense was going to come around eventually. So.
Oh, and they did. And I mean, I think the
Absolutely.
offense was effective, just kind of ran into a couple of things. We kept shooting ourselves in our own foot kind of deal, right? But you're right. So that was why I had the question is, how do you think it changed during the middle of the game? Because it really became important that you guys had to make stops.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't let even one thing slide. So yeah, I just didn't know if that had kind of crossed y'all's mind when you were out in the field, if you felt a little bit of tightness or more dialed in and stuff like that. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. What does it mean to you to win back-to-back district championships, and what do you want to accomplish in the playoffs?
It's great, but that's obviously not our end goal. We want to win every game in the playoffs. We want to win the next game and just improve every week.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Hill always talks about 3 seasons in a season.
Yes, sir.
That pre-district, district, and going through district, that's the most important thing. But now that that's kind of on the tail end, and you guys know where you're going to be, it's the only thing that matters now is those playoff games.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's win or go home, right? So that whole new season kind of starts over.
Yes, sir.
With you being a senior, what are your plans for after graduation?
If I can't pursue football, then I'll probably go to Tech and get my business degree.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
great school. Great school. I got my business degree from Tech.
Really?
Yeah, back before the internet, stuff like that. So it's done well for me. And if you don't get to pursue football, I think you're going to have a great time in Lubbock and be real successful in everything you do.
Thank you.
Guys, it was real fun watching y'all play this year. It's been fun watching. Friday night was a nervous wreck up in the booth, calling the game. But I knew that defense was going to step up and take care of business, and you guys sure did. So. You guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go, Joey. We're gonna go with you first,
Yes, sir.
and then Nathan. Burger or tacos?
Burgers.
Burger.
All right. Would you rather be at the beach or the lake?
The beach.
Beach.
All right. Would you rather? Is your dream car a race car or a monster truck?
A monster truck.
Race car.
Oh, okay. All right. And then, what's the best ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Anything chocolate.
Anything chocolate. All right. And then finish this sentence for me. I'm afraid of
The dark.
the dark.
Yeah.
That is a big answer right there, man. I like it.
Heights.
Heights. Yeah, the older I get, the less I like heights. Josh makes fun of me when we go over really big overpasses to some of the football games.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, almost hyperventilate. Guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate your time. Y'all have had such a great season. It's been so much fun watching you guys, and I hope I get to call at least 6 more games for y'all. Right? Let's go to that state. Let's go to that state title game and bring home a title. Right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yep. I think you guys can do it. I think you're the team that's going to pull it out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. So wrapping things up, we're gonna bring in Coach Hill. Stick with us. All right, here we go, getting things wrapped up with Coach Hill. Coach, it's always one of my favorite parts of this show. The last segment, we get to sit down with you and talk a little bit of football.
Likewise, good to be here.
Man, I tell you what, I think you're looking pretty good. That's a nice haircut.
Well, it's funny you pointed that out. The folks at Cosmetology, Elena, gave me a pretty good trim today.
Yeah, it looks nice.
So I would highly recommend anybody going to see Miss Haynes and the cosmetology staff. They do a wonderful job.
Well, I would love to go down there and get a shampoo and a nice trim, but there's just not a
Do-
lot you can do with what I've got growing.
Do we wax heads? Can we do that? No?
Is there any way to take
There's
this-
a line. There's
Is-
beard trim. Beard trim.
Is there a way to take down the shine off the dome? Can we polish the dome a little bit, maybe?
We'll go in. We'll get a pool together to get a Todd Jones makeover at the
well,
cosmetology.
you know what? I'm all
After
for
the
it.
season. There
I'm
we
all
go.
for it. Coach, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do here without my partner. I mean, this is like 2 things in a row that Josh has decided to bail on me.
I'm on a group text, and he got roasted for
Did he?
missing the game. Yes,
I'm glad.
It was good.
I would
It was
love
good.
to get some of those tweets
I'll
maybe in a
screenshot them. I'll
yeah.
pass them on.
Well, I can share them with,
Can read 'em
with
online.
everybody on
There you
Friday
go,
night.
yeah.
Yeah, during the
He got
the Steiner
roasted
game.
on the group
That is
chat.
awesome.
It was good. Yeah, it was funny.
Just keep any roasting that I get. Just I don't want to see that.
No,
My,
you're always there. You're
my,
always there.
My ego just can't take it. Coach, you want to jump into the top 10 from the Seminole game Friday?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. I think we're going to have to look up here for that.
All right, good deal. What a great, you referenced it earlier with Nate and Joey. The atmosphere there in Seminole was fantastic. Golly, it was loud. Could hear the bells going off. I mean, it was a fantastic showing, but cannot say enough about our defense. They just did a tremendous job. a big part of Seminoles' game is the check down. They'd seen a lot of yards off of that, and a lot of times defending the check down is all about effort and hustling to the football. And I thought our defense did a tremendous job. And the offensive output may not have been what it typically has been as far as scoring totals, but I thought our offensive line did a tremendous job. There's Jaden Culvert with a couple of plays here. I thought Jake Tedder, Darby Whitaker, Eric Bustamante, Josh Britton, all 5 of those guys did a great job for us on Friday night. And really when it counted in the second half, we were able to get some stuff going on the ground game. Did a great job, and that's Noah Rivas. I think that's the second tackle we've seen. We talk about the check down route. It's just effort and attitude, getting to the football, and then being able to get the ball down. He's done a great job tackling the ball in the open field. And then our front 7, especially our linebacking core, and combined with Luke Fales, did a great job of getting to the quarterback all night. Reese Watzel affected the quarterback, and here's Luke Fales, a little tomahawk chop. I think that's a salute to the song we listened to about 4,000 times last week during practice. And then our special teams unit, kicked the field goal when we really, really had to have it. This is Kason Brooks giving great effort, forcing a fumble, recovered by Reese Watzel. Hunter Outlaw's another one that had a big tackle on a kickoff late in the game. He just did a great job for us. And a big shout out to Coach Galindo for the game plan that he put together there. And then here's Hyde McNutt. Sometimes it's unfortunate, but you've got to make catches in traffic. And not only did he come down with it, but he was able to hold on to it after a big hit. Real well-placed ball by Lincoln, just did a great job. And then Colton Armida right here, forcing a fumble. I think he's had a wonderful senior year, really anchored us up front from his nose tackle position. And then great things happen when you're around the ball. That's, again, Reese Watzel, his second of 2 fumble recoveries on the night, was able to get a nice return there. And then, 0-0, who was going to blink first, and put our field goal unit out there, and Dylan Payton didn't think twice, just knocked it through, did a great job, good protection up front. And then the one that really, probably too early in the game to say iced it, but we needed this. We were waiting to see who would make a big play for us, and behind great blocking up front, Nathaniel Romero, Mr. Consistent, just did a tremendous job finding a hole, and then with that breakaway speed that he shows on the track for us, just did a great job. And extending that lead to 2 scores in the fourth quarter with the way our defense had been playing, we really felt good about it at that point. So really proud of our effort, did a wonderful job, and excited to be 9-0.
I mean, I didn't expect that kind of game.
I don't think anybody did.
And I know there's been a couple comments here, talking about the defense, having to make certain things happen. And I know that the offense had some issues out there, but it was the fact that we just couldn't string anything together, and when we did, we'd get hit with a penalty.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. And I give a lot of credit to Seminole, and I got a question, kind of talking about that a little bit farther down the deal, but it's one of those things where I don't think it was necessarily a one-sided team effort kind of deal. I just think it was a little bit different of ball game than everyone expected to see.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Seminole has not lost a home game since 2022, haven't lost a home district game since 2021. We knew that it was going to be a tough place to go play. And then, the Seminole defense, they played with their hair on fire. They were played incredibly hard, did a wonderful job, kind of kept us on our heels offensively. And but, senior heavy team, a lot of maturity. It was not a matter of if, just a matter of when. Yeah. And finally got it done in the fourth quarter.
Well, let's not answer all my questions before I can get to them.
Let's do it.
Here we go. So Coach, tell us about the week leading up to the game. Because, that game's been, maybe not on your board, but on just about everybody else's. It's been circled and highlighted since last year, right?
Yeah.
And so, tell us about the week leading up to the game.
I think everybody anticipated it was going to be a great matchup. I think everybody anticipated that. We had a great week Monday and Tuesday. We were a little inconsistent on Wednesday and Thursday, and we knew, Seminole's a tough place to play. We knew that they were going to give us our best shot. It had been made mention to our staff several times that game had been circled on their schedule for the entire year, and so we knew that the first quarter was going to be tough, that we were going to get their best shot. I don't know that I necessarily anticipated it going all the way to the fourth quarter, but credit to them. They played incredibly hard, and loved the way our defense matched it, loved the way our special teams made plays, and it did take us a little while to get going on offense, but eventually, we got it done when we needed to.
Yeah. So what was the game plan heading into the game, and then how did that change over the 4 quarters?
Yeah, we knew, within reason that they were going to be in a single high look, kind of knew to some extent what the front was going to look like. And so we had to plan to attack that, and credit to them. A wonderful defense. That safety number 2 is one of the best that we'll see all year. He's a tremendous player, and they played lights out. And I think on offense, the game plan just, keep chipping. Keep chipping away, keep sawing logs, and eventually something was going to break. And defensively, I don't think there were many adjustments that we made. We had a game plan going in. It was effective in the first half, and our kids just played hard. Effort, attitude, getting to the football. I feel like we tackled as well as we've tackled all year. We didn't have explosive plays for big gains, and it just did a tremendous job. There wasn't a lot of adjustments on defense.
I think, you mentioned effort, and I think if there was ever an example of Mo,
Yeah.
it was Friday night.
Yeah.
I mean, and not just on the defensive side, all the way around, but there was just, 2 of those highlights were my buddy Noah coming in for that free safety spot, tracking that little flare pass. And, I mean, he just stuck his head right in there on a big back. Caden Kramer is not a joke when it comes to size-wise.
Oh, yeah.
And, there was just no hesitancy whatsoever. He played through that tackle every time, and I think that was just kind of a great example of what Mo should mean.
Noah, 2 years ago in his first varsity game, he came downhill and made a great tackle in the open field, and I think it was kind of eye-opening for our staff, and he has never looked back. He makes that play time after time after time, and it's just a tremendous asset for us to have on our defense and our secondary.
Not afraid to throw that body in the cog.
He's not. He is not at all. He's not scared at all.
Coach, did Seminole surprise you with anything they did Friday night?
I think there was some stuff that we had spent a lot of time repping in practice that we didn't see. I think that may have been the most surprising piece of it. But it was a defense that we knew was talented, that was incredibly athletic. But the way they played against us, they did a tremendous job. I think there's a lot of credit to be handed to them in that regard. And so I think they're a tremendous team. I think they're going to have a great playoff run. But senior heavy team, I think we were confident going in, and just really proud of the way the halftime went and the way we came out in the second half.
So what were some of your impressions of some of the offensive and defensive performances?
Yeah, well, I think starting on defense, it was total team effort. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it time and time before where, 10 guys will be doing their job, but we'll have one miscue and it results in a big play or a touchdown. And, that's been the case at different times throughout this year and definitely in the past. But Friday night was absolutely, I think it was just extraordinary to watch all 11 do it. Execute at a high level for the length of the game. That's an offense that it's averaged 56 points a game, 66 really countable snaps, and to walk away with a shutout through 47 and a half minutes was absolutely spectacular. And offensively, we sputtered and shot ourselves in the foot a few times early in the first half, but I think the resiliency that we showed to keep at it, and eventually we knew we were going to get a break, and it came in the form of a 48-yard touchdown run by Nathaniel Romero.
Yeah, I watched that a couple of times.
You and me both.
Still get goosebumps. Coach, as somebody, I haven't been, shy about sharing this. I was, an offensive guy. I wanted to see a 48-47 shootout. That was, to me, that was exciting. And, Coach Martin's kind of converted me a little bit. I know you're kind of a defensive-sided coach. That's kind of where you cut your teeth coming up. As a former DC, how exciting was the defensive play on both sides during the game?
Well, 10-7 is a real football game. That's a real football game. The 48 to 45, I don't know what that is. That's basketball, I think. That's so I loved it. It was just love the confidence with which we played, and again, give those guys a lot of credit. But Seminoles defense, just a tremendous football game. And when you're playing for the district championship, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. It should be a hostile environment. It should be loud. Should be exciting. Should be fun. And I think the fans paid for the whole seat, but they only used the edge. You know, it was that kind of game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish I didn't sit down the whole time.
Yeah, me neither.
I
There
was
we go.
I was chewing my nails and everything. It was a game. You know, leading up to this game, Coach, we really had only had one game where we were having to play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And even that one wasn't necessarily on the edge of your seat kind of deal. How impactful was it for your squad to play in a tense game like that for 4 quarters?
I think it's. I don't think we'll see the dividends from that until for 2 or 3 weeks down the road. You're having to take your show on the road, having to play in front of a loud, raucous, hostile crowd, playing a really worthy opponent. Like all those things are the things that you see, and late in November, early December in a good playoff run. And so I think the benefits of being able to experience that, with a trophy on the line will pay huge dividends a little bit later in the season.
Okay. Kind of what was the team's mood on the sidelines? I saw you come over and talk to the offensive line a little bit. I don't spend a lot of time watching Coach Martin, but he might have been the most animated I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
What was that mood like on the sideline?
Yeah, I think, I really loved it. I think it was a mix of frustration and confidence, and I really appreciated that about a team because they expect to execute at a high level, and we didn't necessarily get that done early on, but the quiet confidence that it's coming. We just got to keep at it. And despite some miscues on our part, some pre-snap penalties, some holding calls in critical situations, like we just kept at it. And while it wasn't our standard of execution, eventually it came and nobody panicked. Nobody hit the panic button. And then, we talked about complementary football before. While our offense got things straightened out, the defense they did their job. Gave them a short field a time or two on failed 4th down conversions, and the defense did their job. And so it was pretty cool.
Really lunch pail effort.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
It was a
Hard hat, lunch pail,
lunch
the
pail
whole
game, the whole thing, right?
blue collar, absolutely.
You've mentioned a couple of times being having a lot of seniors on the team. What kind of impact did the senior leadership have on the team as a whole Friday night?
We don't win that game without them. We absolutely don't win that game without them. The maturity that they brought to it, and like I said, it was one of the most, as a coach, the most rewarding halftimes I've ever been a part of. Coming off the field, we kind of felt Seminoles' excitement with a 0-0 draw, and then we get in the locker room, and there was, like I said, a mix of frustration that it was 0-0, but confidence in that it's just a matter of time. And so I was proud of our guys. I don't think that maturity, without that maturity, that we win it. Whereas most teams that have a little bit more youth or a little bit less experience, rather, would have panicked, and it could have gone south in a hurry. So credit to our seniors, credit to our returners, credit to our guys that have been there. They did a tremendous job keeping us afloat until we got that advantage.
Yeah, a couple of things you said there made me kind of go back to relive that first year here.
Yeah.
And a lot of these seniors were on that team as sophomores and playing integral roles. And I think that I just keep thinking back about how much of an impact did that season, going 3-8, as much as no one wanted to go through that.
Yeah.
How much of that benefit are you seeing this season in your 9-0 run so far?
Undoubtedly. They've played a lot of football. They've seen a lot of situations, a lot of them negative, a lot of them untenable. And because we weathered that storm and went through that adversity 2 years ago, I think we're seeing some dividends now. And like I said, I don't know that we're able to go on the road and win a game of that magnitude, that caliber, without the 2023 season.
Yeah. I always find it interesting, Coach, the whole, and some of these questions is, how did this change during the game? And, what kind of adjustments did we make? I always find that really fascinating. So the question I had for you is, what were your shots? Share your thoughts on the game management once you got that 2-score lead, once you got that 48-yard, touchdown run and knew that we were up 2 and they were struggling in offense and we were putting it to them on defense. How did your game management, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the conversation was had on the headset, like how can we, let's run some clock. Let's sugar huddle. Let's take the clock, the shot clock, the play clock down to inside of 2 or 3 before we snap it, because they are a high octane offense. They have the air raid mentality where they're snapping it as fast as they can, and so anytime anytime you can play defense by being on offense and play keep away a little bit, limit their possessions, limit the time that they have to go put points on the board. I think that was the big conversation. And we were able to do that for a little while. And when they did get the ball back, our defense stepped up and made some plays. We knew that they were going to have to put the ball in the air, and in doing so, attack the sideline, short throws, get out of bounds, that kind of deal. Coach Martin did a good job of putting us in some different looks, some different coverages to try to protect ourselves a little bit. And so, I think at that point, not necessarily, I don't want to say keep away really, but that mentality that we've got to use the clock to our advantage with a 2-score lead and not go 3 and out and use 12 seconds of game time.
Limit the number of plays that they can run and the amount of time that they're going to get the ball.
Exactly.
Coach, you talked about the mood in the locker room at halftime. What was it like after that final whistle on the field and in the locker room?
It was a lot of excitement, just joy, and as a coach, it's rewarding to see all that hard work. Not just what we've done this year, but in the summer and the spring, the previous 2 years, a lot of those guys have been with it from the bad times into the good times, and so I was really, really excited for our players. But on the same note, like, the expectation is to win. The expectation has always been to win. Every time we get on the field, and so it was a good mix of excitement, happiness, but also, check that box. We mission accomplished. We did what we were supposed to do, and let's get ready for the next one.
Well, Coach, you might not know this, but I went back and did some digging, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the segment. But let me ask you this question first. Talk about stringing back-to-back district championships.
Yeah, just incredibly rewarding and really, really excited for our kids. We talked about senior leadership. They did it as juniors. They knew, they understood what it would take to win at this level and do it back-to-back, especially when you're not the 3-8 team that everybody's expecting to be a pushover. You had a little bit of a target on our back all year. And so I think the road may have been a little bit tougher, frankly, this year because of the expectations. And they've handled it well. They've improved weekly. And it's just a really confident team. And there's a totally, as a guy that's been in both types of locker rooms, hoping to win and expecting to win are two totally different things. And this team right here is expecting to win each and every week. It's a lot of fun to coach these guys.
Yeah, when I think Greenwood football, I think tradition and history and things like that. And I went back and did some looking. Over the last 25 years, we have strung together 3 back-to-back championships.
All right.
3 in 25 years, and this team has just got the 3rd one.
There we go.
So and
got it.
And I agree that the target on the back of this team and that number 4 next to their name on the state rankings, that just adds so much fuel to the fire.
Absolutely.
Of teams wanting to come in and knock somebody off, right?
Yeah.
Knock them off that pedestal, right? Coach, looking forward to this week. We're going to put Seminole to bed, right? You had to put them to bed on Saturday.
On Saturday, that's right.
But and I keep bringing it back up, so I appreciate you.
We can revisit it for 30 minutes here and there.
Night.
Yeah, exactly.
So looking forward to this week. What should we expect from Snyder Friday night?
I really do. I think the record beside their name is a little bit misleading. They've got some tremendous speed on the outside. Their starting quarterback got hurt against Fort Stockton. I'm not sure what his status will be, but the backup is a tremendous quarterback. Does a great job. Got a good arm. Makes good decisions with the ball. They maybe struggle at times up front in their offensive line and their protection, but I think they play really, really hard. Defensively, a lot of cover 1, a lot of cover 0, some cover 3 mixed in. But it's one of those games where it cannot be about the opponent. It can't be about the record. It can't be about anything other than win the next game, and it's got to be about the Greenwood Rangers. We have to execute in all 3 phases of the game, and that was the message this weekend. That was the message again today, that Friday night at 7 o'clock, it's about the Greenwood Rangers, and it does not matter. Seminole, Snyder, a playoff opponent, doesn't matter who's on the other sideline. It's got to be about us.
Yeah. So what do you want to see from your team during practice this week, Coach?
Yeah, I think if you rewind a year, I don't necessarily know that we got better during this week. We rode a big high from beating Seminole and winning the district championship, and going back and looking through notes and visiting as a staff, I think that we coasted a little bit, put it in autopilot, and I'm not sure that we improved the way we needed to a year ago. And so with that, learning lesson in our back pocket, we're stressing the little things. Fundamental football, hustle, effort. We have to make sure that we improve this week and can't just go through the motions and take the week off because we won a big game a week ago. We've got to take care of business and worry about the Rangers.
Well, I've got a couple more questions for you, Coach, before we wrap up. But before we get to the future, since we're not going to have a show next week, there was something that happened on Friday night, and I think a lot of fans have questions about it. I was probably not as politically correct in the press box as I probably should have been, and I would like to know about the rules, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be somebody. I know this surprises anyone that watches or listens to us on Friday night, but I really don't just yell at them for no reason. I really want to understand the rules and hold, and be able to talk, be smart about talking about it. I know that sentence wasn't very smart. So on the hit on Hayden. We saw that in our top 10 where he comes down, but he takes that shot to the upper body. I think there was a lot of people in Greenwood that thought that should have been, an ejection for the Seminole player. I was one of them. But can you tell us, by rules, and maybe what the officials share with you, what makes a hit an ejectionable penalty?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to know that, like, every call, holding, face mask, whatever, it's all a matter of an opinion to somewhat. And so there's always going to be some disagreement. But the ruling on the field was it was a hit against a defenseless receiver, not targeting. And so those are two different calls. So the hit against a defenseless receiver basically means that the receiver didn't have an opportunity to protect himself. And so that was the 15-yard personal foul on there. The reason that it wasn't an ejectable offense is that he didn't, it was ruled on the field that he didn't hit Hayden in the head. So if he had hit Hayden in the head, he would have been ejected. But since it was just a hit on a defenseless receiver and it was deemed to hit him in the shoulder, chest area, that was the ruling on the field, and that's why there was not an ejection to go with the hit on the defenseless receiver.
Fair enough. Just thought getting a little clarity for me and whoever's listening is always a good thing.
It was a pretty bang play, and I'm just incredibly thankful that Hayden, golly, he's tough as nails. He rolled over, caught his breath, jumped up, and jogged off the field like nothing happened. He's had a tremendous sophomore year. It's hard to believe he's a sophomore. He's grown up a lot. He does a great job for us, and he's tough. I know that.
It was a huge catch.
Yeah,
that's a huge catch.
To hold on to the football, that's impressive. He did a great job.
There's not a lot of people that hold on to that ball.
No, I wouldn't.
But you're a quarterback, right?
For a reason.
All right. I did mention, so next week we're not going to have a show. There's not going to be a rundown next week. We'll have to pick up the next week. And so since we don't have that show, Coach, would you give us maybe a look into potential opponents for that first round of the playoffs, maybe where we might play, that kind of deal? I know it's still up in the air.
Yeah.
Between a couple of teams, but maybe kind of share a little bit of that with our viewers.
Yeah, so we're District 1. We're the farthest west 4A Division II district in the state, and we match up with District 2, which is the Lubbock and Panhandle area. And so as the 1 seed, we'll play their 4th seed, and that will be the winner of the Perryton-Borger game. They're playing at Borger on Friday night. And, it's one of those deals where the winner gets in. So for them, the playoff starts this week. And so they're always going to have a week of experience on us as far as playing in playoff games, because the winner gets to continue their season and the loser goes home. And so we don't have many common opponents. We don't have a lot of film on either one of those programs. And so on Saturday morning, whoever we get, we'll trade film, and it'll be a mad dash watching 10 games worth of film on Saturday and trying to piece together a game plan on Sunday. And don't have it finalized, but I would imagine the game would be in the Lubbock, Plainview, maybe as far as Canyon, but I would doubt it, Lubbock, Plainview area. But we'll have all that settled by Saturday at lunch, I hope.
Yeah, I kind of looking at a little bit. Perryton looks like they might be favored to win that game against Borger a little bit.
I would think, based on scores and previous records, but it is high school football.
And you play on Friday night.
You never know.
All
So
it takes is one player to get the flu, right?
it'll be a playoff atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, and so, I was kind of thinking Lubbock for Borger. I was thinking probably Canyon for Perryton. That's kind of where we've done it in the past. So.
Yeah, well, Perryton might as well be in Canada. Good grief. It's
Yeah,
way up there.
Yeah, so, I mean, that'd be the battle of the Rangers, right?
It would. Ranger on Ranger.
And I think we've played them 4 or 5 times in the playoffs over the course of the last 15 years. something
Really?
like that, yeah.
Well,
Seems like we play them quite a bit.
we may tee it up again.
We may. All right, Coach, before we get out of here, I got some rapid-fire questions for you.
Uh-oh. Let's
Yeah,
see it.
I was going to warn you. I thought, no, that shocked face of happiness
Oh,
would
gosh.
be
Am
what
I getting
everyone wants to
ambushed
see.
again?
No, this is not an ambush
Oh,
whatsoever.
okay.
I haven't
I've been
contacted
ambushed twice on this
I
program.
haven't contacted anybody in your family. All right, you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Burger or tacos?
Burger. Cheese. Burger.
Cheeseburger.
Yep.
Beach or the lake?
Lake.
Canes or Chick-fil-A?
Ooh, Canes.
Okay.
Caniac combo.
What is your lucky number?
11.
Or 11. All right.
Yes.
Coke or Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
All right, and last question, since it is November, a little bit of Texas history, United States history. Was Lee Harvey Oswald the lone Kennedy shooter?
Good Lord.
What's the conspiracy thing? Do you buy the conspiracy that there were more than one shooter, or are you going to say that it was just a lone gunman?
Yeah, no, I've watched the movies. I've read the book. No, it was a conspiracy.
Oh, okay.
Probably. Yeah,
Okay.
most likely.
All right.
That was bose before my time, though.
Well, a little bit. A
little
few
bit.
years.
I'm an 86 model.
I
That
think
was
your
before
dad
my-
your dad might have still been in high school then, right?
I'll phone a friend. I'll ask him.
All right, Coach. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for letting me be a part of this. It's always a blast. Okay, guys, that's going to be the end of this week's show. Thanks to Roosters and all our sponsors. Make sure that you subscribe to GSN on YouTube so that you don't miss any of our content on our live streams. As we do get closer to the playoffs, Coach Thomas will probably send out some different things on social media to let you know, because we're not going to be on YouTube. We're going to be on NFHS. That's going to cause a few little things to go on, but Coach Thomas, I know, is already getting ready to get all that information out.
Love it.
Yep. He does a good job.
He's on it. He is Johnny on the spot.
Much better than the first year. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on GSN.